to go against the FOP. She's scared of the FOP. You cannot be scared of the FOP if you are the one that holds the law. She has failed us once again. She lets murderers go away. And this is not how we want justice. We want justice by her pressing charges against Eric Stillman, Evan Solano. So we want her to redact her decision. She needs to redact her decision and press charges. And we're sending the message to the police department that they could do anything they want and nothing will be done to them, because they have shown that they're now free to go. So we need to press charges against these officers to make sure that nobody's above the law, that everybody should be put accountable for their actions. So these police officers have really shown that they could do whatever they want, and they're out here like cowboys. They're trigger-happy officers. So we need officers that want to care for the community. We need officers that understand the community. They want to work with the community. We don't need this type of officers in our community. So therefore, we're asking that Kim Foxx redact her decision, press charges against these officers, and give us justice. These mothers are already suffering. They had to bury their child and to see their murderer go free. They cannot allow a murderer go free. Their mothers are already suffering. So let's give them a little bit of justice so they could have a closure. And with that, I'm going to take it over to Christian, my youth organizer.
My name is Christian Armendariz, Kristian, Armendariz. As a young individual, Latino, Hispanic male, I am outraged. I'm fed up with Kim Foxx. She once again attacked us, not just the community, but the mothers, the family members. Adam could have been my cousin, he could have been my little brother, and he was tragically taken away from us. And we're still grieving in pain. And now we have another tragedy. Kim Foxx still does not want to prosecute these individuals. My mama raised me as, if you commit a crime, that's a sin. These officers committed a sin.
That's right.
And they should be held accountable.
That's right.
We want to seek help from the Department of Justice.
Amen.
We want some legislation to take in these matters.
Come on, son. Come on.
These officers need to be held accountable.
Come on.
We need to find innovative ways to hold these officers accountable. It's outrageous that we have to pay millions and millions in settlements each year for their misconduct. They're supposed to serve and protect us, and they do just the opposite. Como un joven latino de la comunidad de la Villita, estoy enfadado, estamos indignados con la decisión que tomó la procuradora Kim Foxx. Ya es suficiente. Esta no es la primera vez que hace esto. Pasó con el caso de la Juan McDonald y ahora lo estamos reviviendo de nuevamente. Es injusto. Nos volvió a atacar, no nomás a la comunidad, pero a los familiares de Adam Toledo y Anthony Alvarez. De nuevamente fueron atacados ellos. ¿Y no van a recibir justicia? No es justo. Por eso queremos pedirle al Departamento de Justicia que venga aquí y nos dé justicia, que hagan leyes para que puedan esos oficiales ser arrestados bajo la ley. Y no es justo, y por eso vamos a estar aquí manifestando, protestando, hasta que la procuradora cambie su decisión. Gracias.
Good afternoon. My name is Eric Russell, the American activist, president of the Tree of Life Justice League. As far as we're concerned, we are very disappointed in Kim Foxx for not prosecuting these officers, because right now there is a hunt. The Chicago police are on a hunt, and those of us that are kissed by the sun The police have put targets on our back. We stand in solidarity with our Latino and Hispanic brothers and sisters. I am absolutely shocked. If I had not closed my eyes, I would have suspected that it was a racist white woman that was talking. She absolutely insulted our community. How can you, the very fact that she lumped both of these cases together, each case had its own merit where these kids were murdered. Adam Toledo was a child. Anthony Alvarez was a father. How is it that the state's attorney just gonna tie them in a neat bundle and just arbitrarily say, oh, I'm not gonna prosecute the officers that shot the Mexican kid? It was damn near racist if I would have opened my eyes. And for me being a black man, it was absolutely insulting. The problem we have with Kim Foxx is this. We elected you into office for some sort of accountability. We are tired of Kim Foxx. She does not have the willingness to even go to trial. Go ahead, we don't mind losing, but put up the good fight for us. Go ahead, brother. We elected you to go in office. We don't mind you indicting. If you don't get a conviction, we may can live with that. We may can live with that. But don't be a coward district attorney and won't even, how can we defend somebody? Kim Foxx will not even put up her hands for us and fight for us. This is a landmark case that should have been indicted by these officers. We have a federal consent decree. The Chicago police have missed 50% of the benchmark for reform. We talk about the Chicago pursuit policy. They don't have a pursuit policy. The Chicago have a hunting policy. We have a bunch of white racists and rogue cops that are killing our women and children. They murdered Adam Toledo. So once again, they're telling us, just like Laquan McDonald, they're telling black and brown people what our lion eyes did not see. Did we not see Laquan McDonald get shot 10 times? Did we not see Adam Toledo put his hands up? Did we not see Anthony Alvarez running for his life to only be shot down like an animal? Shame on you, Kim Foxx. Shame on you, Kim Foxx. Shame on you, Kim Foxx. Shame on you. Justice for Adam Toledo. And the reason that we stand is solidarity. But for the grace of God, Adam Toledo and Anthony Alvarez could have been any of our children, because nobody I'm looking at has the complexion for the exception. All power to the people.
Hello, good morning. My name is Graciela Garcia. I work as the head organizer for Little Village Community Council. Yesterday was an incredible day that I still cannot believe that has come. Kim Foxx had a meeting with our community organization, and she assured us accountability. She assured us transparency. She made a great effort from her community to make it clear that we were not going to feel unsafe in our communities. And here we are. She made a beautiful statement yesterday, how sympathetic and upset she was, of how she stood with the parents and how she felt everything they felt. And she wished things could have been different. Things could have been different. She could have made the decision to bring up charges of murder on both Officer Eric Silmick and Officer Solano. She could have done that. She could have stopped that grief. She could have stopped that pain. She could have continued to make our communities feel safe by holding those accountable for the murders, taking them all the way to be punished for their actions. She also said in her statement that each officer made bad decisions against policy to bring forth the situations that happened that they were responsible for those actions. So if they were responsible for those actions, how are they not being held accountable for murder of those actions?
Good question.
Where's this transparency, Kim Fox? Where's the accountability? How are we going to feel safe from those that we pay to protect? Just recently, Ms. Melissa Ortega was killed in our community. The police, although they put a great effort, the community is who brought those to justice, those brought them to light, brought them to be held accountable. Okay? The community did that. Last time, Laquan McDonald, they declined on putting charges on Van Dyke. The community made that change by protesting and demanding him to be held accountable. Again, the community is what fixes this city. When we hear lawsuits, just like what they force us into as a last resort, like, oh, here's a couple of dollars because we killed your kid. And who ends up paying it? Not the police. The citizens and the community of Chicago, we all end up paying for it. So when do we stop paying for their actions? When do we stop paying for their murders? When do we stop paying for their mistakes, for their anger, for whatever is happening to them? When do we stop paying for that? We stop paying once people like Kim Fox that make those promises and do not follow through are out of office. People who have real intent to be part of the community show it not only by their words, but their actions. I'm still waiting for that transparency. I'm still waiting for that accountability. Something that was promised over a year ago. I don't see that coming. ¿En español? A ver. Okay. So, ayer pasó un día increíble. Oh, sorry. Graciela García trabajó para el cónsul de la Villita. Graciela García, el concilio de la Villita. Ando hablando por lo que pasó ayer. Kim Fox anunció que no iba a poner cargos contra los policías que mataron a Adam Toledo y a Antonio Alvarez. Para mí es una cosa increíble a creer que esto va a pasar porque esta mujer, Kim Fox, tuvo una reunión con nosotros, con nuestra comunidad y nos aseguró que nosotros íbamos a tener una comunidad que iba a estar segura y que y a las personas que los ponen en peligro que van a estar que los vamos a tener held accountable y los vamos a tener que transparencia en su oficina a trabajar con nosotros.
Michela en español.
Sorry.
De nuevo, mi nombre es Baltasar Enríquez y nosotros nos reunimos con Kim Fox, nuestra organización se reunió con ella y en la reunión ella nos prometió que iba a haber transparencia y que iba a haber claridad y que íbamos a tener un poco de justicia. Nos prometió esto y un año después nos mintió, realmente se burló de nosotros. Desde el inicio Kim Fox se ha burlado de nuestra comunidad porque ha hecho actos sorprendentes cuando anunció que Adam Toledo tenía una pistola y realmente no lo tenía. Su oficina desde el inicio ha atacado a Adam Toledo y estos casos, ¿verdad? La oficina de Kim Fox lo que ha hecho es de nuevo a ignorar nuestras peticiones de que es un poquito de justicia y un poquito de claridad y algo que ya nos ha prometido y totalmente nos ha fallado.
Y lo que pasa es que la comunidad es las personas que vienen pagando, o la comunidad siempre nosotros somos que tenemos que poner la cara, nosotros tenemos que seguir adelante, a decir a nuestros niños, no es ok que esto pasó y asegurar ellos que están seguros y en el tiempo no han hecho nada para nosotros, nada. Cuando Melissa Ortega la mataron, nuestra comunidad es los que encontró a las personas. Cuando Laquan McDonald, cuando a él lo mataron y no querían poner esos cargos, nuestra comunidad demandó justicia. Y entonces nosotros tenemos que pagar, los pagan unos dólares para los niños que matan o la gente que mata y nosotros vinimos pagando eso también. ¿Cuándo ellos van a pagar? ¿Cuándo ellos van a estar responsables para sus acciones que hacen contra los otros?
Gracias.
Eso fue a un año como...
Al mes que mataron a Adam Toledo, nosotros nos reunimos con ella.
No, fue al tiempo cuando pasó el desfile de Puerto Rico, del Puerto Rican Fest, cuando mataron a esa pareja, porque los otros, lo que andaban diciendo es que andaban trabajando a lo que ellos andaban ayudando con nosotros, que andaban trabajando con la comunidad para encontrar quién mataron a esas personas y querían enseñarlos a los otros que andan haciendo un esfuerzo grande para hacer esos cambios. Pero nomás tuvimos esa reunión y nada desde entonces hasta ahorita que esto anda pasando.
Yeah. Okay, so
Okay. Any questions?
Mr. I'd like to introduce Mr. Charles Oldham from the Peacemakers of North Lawndale. As in recent months, we've been working on a black and brown coalition to unite both communities together. Mr. Oldham.
Thank you, Kelly. My name is Charles Oldham, and I do work with the Peacemakers, but I'm the chairman of the Union to End Slums. And we've been working with the Little Village community ever since the killing of little Adam Toledo. Now, me and my son was the only two blacks at that funeral, and it touched me, so I went because as a parent. It touched me that much. And when we got out of there and we went through the whole proceedings, I met Mr. Enriquez, and I said, you know, it's time for us to form a black and brown coalition. I had already, the little girl, Jasmine Adams, she got killed around my house over there on Kids in 13th, and about as I was right there, I said, okay, now, like we came there, I came over to you guys' funeral. I want you to start showing us support. And we've been working ever since together. We did a 1,000-man march last year, last May the 1st. It was Little Village, North Lawndale. And we also did a bingo back in September in the building that I live in. And so things been working real good. But the main thing now is just to get together a coalition, a black and brown coalition. And we could stop a lot of this killing. Like he said, look, Anthony, I saw Anthony Alvarez running from the police. It looked like they could have did a little something more than just to shot the man down. And the same thing goes with Adam. And when I looked on Adam's mother's face that day at the funeral, like I said before, I don't never want to see that on another mother's face again, a young child dead. We got to save our youth. Our youth is what's really happening. This is what I'm asking right now, all community leaders, community organizations, to come over to North Lawndale and all around the city, Hispanic organizations around the city, black organizations around the city. Let's start working together and form some kind of black and brown coalition where we can really work with this situation. It's going to come through legislation. Like you said, I listened to Kim Fox yesterday too, and she didn't exactly touch me as she's for our problem. So what it's going to take organizing. And so that's what we're going to be asking all the organizations around the city to come and join with us over in North Lawndale, because we started a movement here. Whether you realize it or not, there's a movement going on over here. And so we're asking the rest of the city to join in with us. We're going to be doing another 1,000-man march on May the 7th over here in North Lawndale. And we ask you all to join with us in Little Village and North Lawndale. And let's start bringing some peace and love to this city. This is what this city is lacking right now, some good peace and love, and it's definitely in the police department. I spoke with some, we had just had a Zoom meeting with the police department, the commander of the 10th district day before yesterday, and I did bring up the subject of community service aid. I myself, I'm 75 years old. I used to be a community service aide back in the 70s, and what we did, we played as a liaison between the mayor's office, the police department, and the community. And it seemed to work out pretty good, and that's a program that it seemed to be receptive a little bit, but it's got to be kind of pushed on and brought out there. And that brings on a kind of a cohesiveness between the community and the police department. And what we did, we'd go around, like name my organization, the Union to End Slums. We would go around to slum landlords, find out what did the community need, and if that was a police problem. And during that time, it was during the Black Panther Party, and we had green uniforms on. They used to call us junior pigs, but we didn't mind. But consequently, after they saw that it was all working together, we would hear things in the community. And they say, well, maybe you should tell your officer about this. And it did. It was starting to open up some sort of a dialogue between the police department and the community. And I think a program like that could be used again. And that was under the Urban Progress program. So, well, like I said from the beginning, though, what we're asking you all now is just the whole city. This is our city, black, brown, white, what have you. But everybody's not being treated proportionally right. And so what we're asking everybody to do is dig down in your heart, feel your humanity in you, and say, well, that wasn't right. That wasn't right what just happened. This is not right what's happening in this city. And let's have a change. Hey, the only thing that don't change is change. Okay, that's the only thing you got to be. That's the only thing that lasts. Excuse me, don't quote me on that. The only thing that lasts is change. You can always have change, and let's change for the better. God bless you all. Now, talk to you. I'll be seeing you later on.
I would like to introduce now some Black Lives Matter speakers, please.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Troy Gaston. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Troy Gaston, TROYGASTON, and I'm a lead organizer with Black Lives Matter. Unfortunately, we stand here again today, no different than the spaces that we stood when we was fighting for a young gentleman who was shot 16 times where they refused to release the cameras. Now we got Anthony Toledo. Adam Toledo. I keep on saying Anthony because I'm thinking about Mr. Alvarez. I'm sad today. I feel like we fighting a losing battle.
No, we not. Ain't getting that, baby. Ain't getting that. Ain't getting that.
I'm heartbroken. But I come out here through all that pain, asking every individual within the United States to pause. And imagine, Anthony, Adam Toledo, to be your child. Imagine that young boy being your child. We'll never see him again.
Go there. Go there, baby. Go there. Beautiful. Beautiful. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Kim Fox has betrayed the black and brown community.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
She's betrayed us.
Yeah, beautiful. Beautiful.
She's lied. She lied to every black and brown mother in the city. She lied. She cannot be trusted. That's the accountability. Our mothers will not trust her.
My Lord.
She has failed this community.
Go ahead. Beautiful. Thank you, guys.
So what do we want?
Go ahead.
When do we want it? Now. We're asking for accountability. There's a bill sitting in Springfield where we can recall the state's attorney. Pass that bill now.
Go ahead.
And in addition to that, we ask the Attorney General, the United States Attorney General, Eric Garland, to file charges on the rogue officers that killed this young man. Everyone should be setting up in this city. Outrage. Outrage. No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Shalom Aleichem, peace and blessings to the world and those who stand in need of prayer. My name is Rabbi Michael Ben Yosef, president of Tikkun Kai International and the founder of Chicago Activist Coalition for Justice. I'm the grandfather here. I've been on this fight for a long time, and I've seen a lot of murders in my day. The same murders that resulted in one thing only: no accountability. That's why we say defund the police. Defund the police. defund the police. $3.8 billion to murder, racially murder all people off the planet. Adam Toledo and Anthony Alvarez would have been alive today had Michael Wesley, who was murdered in 2012, the foot pursuit would have been passed. So I want you to understand the history of Chicago. They know exactly what they want to do. Not put laws in place to continue murder and to destroy families. Also, I want to say, as I said last year, when the video was released, the evidence was there. I saw it. The officer said, "Stop! Stop! Put your hands up!" And what did Adam do? He put his hands up. He put his hands up. My question, what more could this young man, this baby, could have done more but took a path for his life? That's why we say, hands up, hands up, hands up, hands up, hands up, hands up, hands up. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. Latino Lives Matter. Latino Lives Matter. Latino Lives Matter.
Good morning, press. We appreciate you being here and for your time and patience. My name is William Guerrero, William Guerrero, also known as the Kid from Pilsen. I stand here to tell you my thoughts about this matter that Kim Foxx has betrayed us. He is not for the people. She's not for the people. Come election time, we all know what to do. We gotta vote her out. We gotta vote her out. She's not for the people. There was a safety meeting being held in Pilsen. This is not about the cops. Apologies. The safety meeting was all about the cops. But I was saying it's not about the cops. It's about our community. It's about the victims in our communities. Adam Toledo was running for his life. Anthony Alvarez was running for his life. I'm 20 years old. I was right about their ages. I still fear the cops to this day. I don't feel safe around the cops. There is no accountability in this system, in this white supremacist system. There needs to be accountability in the system. There needs to be accountability of the officers that shot Adam Toledo, that shot Anthony Alvarez. There also needs to be accountability for those that are hiding behind the badges that are protecting these officers. Eric Stillman, Evan Solano, you will be behind bars for murdering these poor children. We do not feel safe around the cops. What we need is black and brown unity. What we need is the young people to rise up. We need them to rise up. When they say youth is the future, we need them to be here. We need y'all. We need y'all, man. The adults who are in the electives, who are in the city council, who are up there in the Washington Capitol, whoever it is, if you're in elected positions, you are working for us. We're not working for you. So when I walk down on my streets, I pray that there's a day where I can walk safely. But now we are fighting for our safety. We demand justice. We stand in solidarity with all communities who are oppressed by the systemic system. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. If you have any questions, my name is Baltasar Enriquez, president of the Little Village Community Council. We are going to organize within the weeks coming up more protests here at Kim Foxx's office until she redacts her decision and she changes her decision. So we're asking the community if they want to reach us, littlevillagecommunitycouncil.org or other organizations that are here. But we will continue putting pressure on Kim Foxx. She needs to give us justice. She needs to give us closure. And the way she's going to give us closure is by pressing charges against these police officers. And again, thank you for coming, and peace be with you.
One more thing from the Little Village Community Council. We are asking the city for 48 hours of peace coming March 31st and April 1st in honor of Melissa Ortega, for children to enjoy themselves at least those 2 days. 48 hours of peace, March 31st, April 1st. Please look for any information on our page on Facebook of the 48-hour challenge across the city for everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Vamos a hacer un
pacto de paz de 48
pacto de paz de 48 horas, marzo 31, abril 1, en honor de Melissa Ortega, a dejar los niños a tener paz tan siquiera por 48 horas, marzo 31, abril 1. Gracias.
All right, well, thank you very much, guys. Sí.